And we're back with Spoiler Chat. Thanks for hanging in with us. Chris,
Is it called Spoiler Chat? Didn't we agree?
No. You Spoiled Rotten. Spoiled Rotten.
Here we go. Sorry, I spoiled it for you.
Chris, I thought it could be fun if you want to hang out and hear about this stuff, but if you think you're going to play it, I
don't think I'm going to play it.
God, I'm not ruining anything for you.
I think it'll be fun to get the outsider's perspective of, wait, what, really? Sort of like being white farmed.
Well, I think this is all explainable though. I think Justin, like you'll help me work through this, right? So
right, okay.
Remember in the beginning of the game, so you're in the plane, you crash land. So you're in the void, right?
Well, that's not even the beginning. The beginning of the game, you're a guy, some strange guy. You're just some guy with a jetpack, and that's never explained.
Okay.
And then you're a pilot. You're Nathan Drake. You're a pilot.
Okay, and your
crashed the plane in the
airport, and you crashed the plane. So, do you remember the ominous horn that blows? And the characters stop, and they're like, "Oh, what was that? That sounds scary."
Yes.
Do you remember what the point of that was?
No.
Oh, was it because it didn't have a point?
Yes, it was like that. It was because of that reason. Things happen.
Do you remember the guy who gets killed right outside of your plane, and then? Yeah,
for no reason. He just gets killed. That's too bad for him. I'm jumping around, but like,
answer me this: Why is Nikola Tesla in the void?
Nikola Tesla is in the void because everybody knows that he disappeared for a long time and no one knew where he was. Except replace that with that never happened. He's just in the void. And here's something fun, Chris. The Watchers, the alien race, they've got they're slimy. They got the technology to change into humans.
But wait a minute, aren't they also little slugs in robotic bodies?
Yes.
Like you fight C-3PO throughout the whole game, basically.
Right. So you can change into humans, and at one point, a Watcher that looks exactly like Nikola Tesla sneaks up on him, stabs him and kills him, leaves the frame of the shot, and it's never referenced again. Like, never referenced again. No one finds Tesla's body. Nikola Tesla, you never see him again. Like, his character never appears again, so it doesn't matter. Never again is that reference. It just happens, and then it's over, and that's it. That's the whole bit.
So what do you think was that Watcher's plan after he had killed Tesla and assumed Tesla's role?
I hope that he was going to walk and start having conversations with people. Like, hey, you're supposed to be an electronics genius. Can you continue the project you're working on? I don't really remember exactly where I was with that, so we're just going to put that on hold. I want to get back to that whole AC/DC thing I was doing.
Isn't it weird that... So when you came in through the portal and crashed in the void, did you see the three-headed robo-dragon?
No.
Oh, that was a different portal. No?
Right.
Or was it?
The portal can open anywhere that the robo three-headed dragon appears. Right? He usually was just cruising around here. Oh, did I mention at the end you fight a dragon?
This is after the part where you get swallowed by a giant monster, don't forget. The Collector, who everyone knows except you.
Yeah, everyone's heard of the Collector. The portal, of course, only the key can... You know what I like? I like how the screens in between the levels will actually tell you the whole plot even before you start.
Yeah, I asked you about what happened at the end. And I wasn't even close to the end because the loading screen had told me what happened.
The loading screen tells you what happens at the end. That will is the key that can open the portal, but only the key can go through.
Was it closing the portal? Only he can go through the portal, except that he just came with a bunch of other people through the portal before.
Before, yes.
And then someone gets... My favorite scene, my personal favorite scene, is where they have the scene where someone's about to be killed. Someone's about to be shot. So someone leaps in front of the bullet to save his life, except it's not a bullet, it's a knife that someone's throwing really hard, and it gets stuck in someone's back.
and kills her. Is his girlfriend? We don't have to hide it. It's his
A
girlfriend.
dramatic scene with a gigantic knife sticking out of her back.
Yeah,
it's really.
And he goes to save her, and he's like, I don't know why you did that. It was just a knife, and I've got like this helmet and everything, so I probably would have been okay. But thank you, I guess, for the thought. Maybe next time just shoot him or like push me out of the way or something. Just anything. I like that the last thing you do when you're fighting the dragon, the way you kill the dragon, is that you throw your jetpack at him and shoot him. I'm sorry, I don't care if someone's like, you can stay in the void and have a jetpack or get out of here and not have a jetpack. To me, the answer is pretty clear. Unless I'm bringing the jetpack home, I'm not leaving. So the fact that he would sacrifice his jetpack is just beyond me.
Just bizarre, and it's unusual that that one bullet is the one that makes the jetpack explode, and not the countless of other bullets that I absorbed in my back.
Yes.
Throughout the whole game.
Enemies can shoot you as long as they want. That's fine. But if he shoots the jetpack once, he's got those depleted uranium tipped bullets and they'll just explode.
That's like in Modern Warfare 2 at the end where you get one knife and you're like down for the count. Except I just absorbed 1,000 bullets.
Yeah.
Really 1,000.
And I love playing games like this, and you get to that part where they're like, okay, now the ending will hint at the sequel. And then you're like, nah.
No.
There's not going to be a sequel, guys.
Yeah,
You have to know that.
the end of it is there's a guy named Atep who was living in the void.
Who is not the key, by the way.
Who is not the key. Somehow find a way back through the void. And needed you for some reason. Like, I don't know why you're important. Like, he needed you to come with him because they had more to do for the Watchers, I guess. Ugh.
Yeah, did you feel like they were missing reels from the story?
That's it. Yeah, that's how I described it to you, I think. It was like Grindhouse, where they have the missing reel come up, and it's like, oh, that's funny. But in this game, it's not funny. It's deadly serious. Nothing will ever be funny again.
The cutscenes are so badly animated and just... I think Unreal Engine was a bad choice for them. I really do.
Well, one of the producers, Morgan Gray, told me that one of the biggest problems they had was making Unreal Engine do the kind of open air environments that they wanted to do, flying, etc.
There's an escort mission, and it is the slowest, the most boring escort mission that I've seen in a long, long time. And there's a point where you fight a giant ship, and the frame rate literally goes to 10 frames a second, and you have to fight this big ship, and it just takes forever.
Fighting the big ship, that's all the boss. Another problem is all the boss fights, and I say that with air quotes, all the boss fights are basically just like a big ship, and it has places on it that you need to shoot, and then it'll explode.
So it's Game of the Year?
Game of the day, maybe.
Oh, what?
Whatever day it came out. What? Sickest of burns.
Yeah, I don't know. So what story is worse? Capcom also has. So we're talking about stories with bad games with bad stories. Capcom also did Bionic Commando. So and that was also by a Western dev. Amazingly, the bad stories aren't coming out of the Japanese part of Capcom. So, what game is a worse story? Bionic Commando or Dark Void?
This one, Dark Void doesn't have wife arming in its benefit. Because I think we can talk about that and have fun.
Right. You mean wife arming, as terrible as it is actually good. It's actually a good thing.
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Right. Dark Void is just... You know what's frustrating about Dark Void? Is that every once in a while, there is a hint that at one point it could have been a good story. Bionic Commando is just nonsense. I mean, it's just utter nonsense. Dark Void, I kind of get what they're going for.
At the beginning of Dark Void, you're like, this is a cool premise. I kind of like these characters. This is interesting.
Yeah.
This is going somewhere. Like, the perfect example is that horn that I mentioned. You're like, ooh, what's the horn for? That's intriguing. It's for nothing.
I think one of the bigger another problem it has is that it, by its structure and by its look and especially by its actors, it's inviting comparison to Uncharted 2, and it's not a comparison that it can handle. As soon as you start thinking along those lines, because it's very clearly lifted from that, it just suffers. It's not good. Anyway, I don't want to. It's too depressing. Let's end. It's too depressing. Ugh, I don't even know why you stuck around for this.
You know what I think about people who stuck around for it?
I cannot think of a finer, more dignified note to leave this on.